Hey, what's up? It's your girl Reef, and we are back with another episode of Elements of Culture, better known as EOT. And as you know, I only bring you the best. And today I have a very special guest here with me, none other than DJ Blakboy, Playboi Carti's official DJ. What's up? How
Yo,
you doing?
what's up? I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for gracing us with your presence here at
Man,
EOC. So we're
thank
just
you
gonna
for
get right
having
into
me.
things, okay?
All right.
Okay. So I want to know, where are you originally from?
I was born in Athens, Georgia.
Hmm.
That's where I grew up and went to school at. I was also raised in another place called Wilkes County, Washington, Wilkes. That's like an hour away from Athens. Real small country town.
Okay.
So I spent like half and half in both places. And
Okay.
then, yeah, I went to school mostly in Athens, though. So,
So overall, Georgia born.
yeah, Georgia born.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
means you're a Bulldogs fan.
Yeah. I guess you could say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to know, with you growing up in Athens, how did you come to Atlanta? What was that transition like, or what sparked that interest?
I really had a drive and a passion for music. I really knew that that was what I wanted to do. I was an athlete as well, and I wouldn't say I was like superstar, but I
Okay.
was good enough to get into college with it.
What did
But
you play?
I played football and I ran track. Yeah, and I was pretty good at both. And track was what I really wanted to focus on. But I actually started playing football when I went to Albany State. I came in as a walk on, and I played in the spring game. But I wanted to move to Atlanta because I wanted to go to Georgia State. But music was still something that was a part of my life as well. So I made that ultimate decision to transfer from Albany State to Georgia State, and in my summer, I think that was my summer before my fall semester in Athens. ATL came on, and I just knew that that was like the sign for me to get out of Athens and go follow my dreams in Atlanta. I know that sounds cliche,
Right.
but for real, that's like something that gave me a sign that that's what I needed to do.
That
And
was your
that's what made me
sign,
move.
your time to go.
Yeah, time to move
And I
on.
see it's been great ever since. Now, I want to ask you, with that transition, so you went to Georgia State.
Mhm.
How did you get into DJing? What did you major in, actually, at Georgia State?
I was a kinesiology and health phys ed major. I was a dual major, and I really wanted to try and like do it big. And I
Wow.
wanted to I wanted to get into physical therapy school and like start working for either Emory. I got friends that work at Emory to get big bucks,
Oh,
and
yeah.
people that also become trainers for athletic teams. So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was something dope that I felt like I could do.
Little side note, real quick. I used to work in sports medicine department for Emory.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
It was dope
Yeah.
being there. So, how did you transition into DJing?
Well, like I said, music was something like music has been a part of my life
Hmm.
since like I was a kid. My dad, he installed stereo systems in people's cars just as a way of making side money back when I was like a baby. And he always had me with him. So he said when I was a kid, you know, he saw me like nodding my head to the music, but not really knowing when I'm nodding my head too. But I think that does something to a child's brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was something that I think I really liked. And my parents always recalled me having, you know, like to make music, like to dance and stuff like that when I was a kid. And as I got older, I really started to understand what music was. I'm not traditionally trained, but growing up in a church, I feel like
Yeah.
you definitely get the ear for music, hands down. That's like the most universal
Yeah, it
place.
is.
And just growing up in the church, I knew what sounded good and I knew what sounded bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what like always been a part of my life. And then I think like maybe around I think I was 11. I asked my mom to get me a karaoke machine for Christmas, and she got me one. It was a green one. I can't remember the name of it, but it came with a little mic, and I found out how to record my vocals
Hmm.
over it, and I made like this corny rap back then. And but that was the building right there that made me
Right. The
understand that I can
foundation.
make my own music. And this has like nothing to do with DJing at this point. And I eventually got into like really making my own music. I was rapping in school, and I asked my mom to get me a like a setup for the computer, like for me to record my music at home instead of going to people's crib and like recording at their place and they not knowing what they know. They're not knowing what to do.
Right.
So I got that, and my dad just for some odd reason bought me DJ equipment. But my homeboy Donarell, like he was one of the people that I met early on in life when I was in high school
Mm-hmm.
that really showed me how to make beats.
Yes.
And he was a big fan of Kanye at that time. And, you know, the sampling thing was really starting to become a thing. I think that's when Through the Wire came out. And everybody was like, dang, that's dope. Like, how he make that beat like that. Sampling was already a thing, but Kanye took it to that next level. So I'm figuring out how to chop samples up on DJ equipment. So I'm making my own beats, recording over my own beats, and putting it out and distributing it. I'm my own label, and I didn't even know it. I just wanted people to hear my music. And so I don't know what happened, but I went cold turkey with music for a minute. And I started focusing on getting into school. And that's when I really wanted to do the schoolboy thing. And so I was in community college in Athens Technical College. That's like, I think that moment of my life let me like see what like my next step in life after high school really was. And so I still had the music equipment, but I was just so cold turkey on it. Fast forward to when I get to Georgia State, I'm still doing the schoolboy thing. Mind you, this is all the way from Athens Tech, so I went to Albany State, Georgia State. I was trying to do the sports thing, but then when I knew I didn't want to do sports no more, I said, okay, I'm gonna just finish school at least. But I had the DJ equipment still with me and all the music equipment set up. I think I recorded one song when I got up here, and that was it. But a homeboy of mine, he was like, yeah, I know you're trying to get work study, bro, and you ain't getting nothing, but you know, my boy Rodney up in New York, he went to Morehouse.
Okay.
He was like, yeah, bro, we was playing Call of Duty, and we had this man cave, we was playing Call of Duty in there, and I was like, bro, I'm just waiting for the semester to get over, you know, summer school real chill, you know, you just don't really expect much, but getting those classes passed. Rodney was like, yeah, I can link you to some people that can like let you DJ their parties. He said, I don't know how much they'll pay, but that can be a start. And he introduced me to some people. And then I met my boy Eugene at Georgia State. He was throwing the biggest house parties back then. And he let me DJ his parties. And that's how I really started getting a name for myself. And it just all really started for me needing some money in college. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't have any interest in DJing really like that. I respected it and I knew what it was. But mind you, I was using that equipment just to chop up samples and stuff. That was the analog way.
Right. Yeah. So it all based around music. That's amazing. Yeah. Now I want to ask you, so you went through that process from Athens, came to Atlanta, went to school, you started DJing to make money. So, and you DJ for one of the hottest artists in the country, Playboi Carti. Like, how has that been, like, working with him, seeing the evolution, seeing you progress as well? Because I've been living here since 2014. So, I mean, like, Peter Street days, like, spin, like, so I know the energy that you come in, and I see, like, the energy that Carti comes with as well. So, like, it's like, plug the socket. So, I mean, like, how has that been seeing him evolve as a person from, I mean, he's taken off. So, yeah. Yeah,
Carti kind of knew who I was a little bit before we really met. And that was back when I was at department store. You know, I know they used to be at department store back in the day.
Yeah.
And, but so we was already clicking like off rip. And also I'm really cool with his brother. He around my age, so you know that was another way we like all was cool. Like, you know, at that beginning stage, it was just me, Carti, and a manager, you know, doing shows and stuff like that. I remember we was on the Gucci tour with Dreezy, and we did like 2 shows, and I think we did 2 shows on that. We did one other show, like 2 other shows. It was just small shows. It's like before like it got to where we are now. But at that stage, it was like real cool because we like really got a chance to like really build some chemistry. And we never really rehearsed like that. We may talk about what songs we want, but when you get on the stage, it's like you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you see 2 strangers on the dance floor, but they're professional dancers. They can read each other's steps because they just know. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying? And just from that beginning stage and now seeing where we are now, it's just a dope transition because I remember it's literally just me, him, and the manager in the Suburban, just, you know.
And now, I mean, it's
crazy. It's on an astronomical level.
I can only imagine the energy.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
always
crazy.
watching Rolling Out Live because I'm terrified to go.
Yeah, yeah,
But like the energy
yeah. It's dope,
from
man.
hearing the crowd, from hearing you, from hearing him, the light
Mhm.
show, just everything
Yeah.
is phenomenal. So yeah,
I
I
just
just had to
remember
talk.
the beginning stages and just seeing where it's at now. Like, no matter what people may think or what their opinion of the music may be or whatever you may say,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you gotta respect from like step one to
Yeah.
infinite. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still progressing. Like with every release, Carti's uh definitely, and this I may sound biased, but he's definitely like changing
He
the
is.
culture of the music.
He
And
is.
and you have seen people try to imitate it, but at the end of the day, you know that's Carti's sound. It's kind of like when Prince would make a song, and
Yes.
I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, that's the comparison I'm making." But at the end of the day, it's like it's because it's very at that time Prince was very unique and stand it alone, and it was very different. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, no matter what anybody say, the man had a grasp on the chokehold on the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And he does as well.
Yeah, it's
He's created
crazy.
his own sound, and then there's people umbrella underneath him
Yeah.
that are doing
Right.
the same
Right.
thing. Like, you
Right.
know, that's you can only respect the art and
Right,
the
right.
craft, most definitely. Now I did want to ask you, what has been your favorite country that you've been to so far? Because you
Oh,
guys have
man.
been everywhere, and you're about to go on your Europe tour this
Yeah, we
summer.
definitely about to
Summer
go out to Europe
loading.
again.
So
Yeah.
yeah, what's been your most favorite country so far?
I would say going to China was an experience. We
Uh-huh.
went to Shanghai for the Intersect Festival. It's a clothing festival out there, but they have music acts as
Mhm.
well. And they have a very like seeing how different their culture is from America, but also noticing the similarities at the same time. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I heard some R&B Asian artists out there. I said I have to Shazam this because I gotta listen to this when I'm
Are
back
you
home.
serious?
Yes, they
You
are
gotta
that
send me.
good. I'm gonna have
So
to send
yeah,
you
you
some because
got
it's dope,
to.
and they have rappers out there, and it's crazy because I understand we have that dialogue where you like our culture imitate our culture is imitated, and it definitely is. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, it's some when you look at it on a different scale when you're in their country and you see like the respect they have. Like those singers are singing. You know what I'm saying? I've even heard Japanese gospel choirs that sound like somebody down the street. You know what I'm saying? For real. And it just shows like that soul and that influence with music. It always goes back to music. Is if you respect it and you do it the right way and you
Yeah.
train for it and you do what you're supposed to do, it's just you're gonna see how big it is. And it made me see from dang like the same thing that I grew up on is definitely something that's
Mm-hmm.
respected out here as well. So it's dope.
Absolutely. If you close your eyes, you wouldn't know the
Right.
difference.
Right. And I would also say maybe I've been to so many places in Australia. That's a dope place. Like I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Australia looks dangerous," but you have to go cuz like when you're on plane, like most of the
Mm-hmm.
cities are on the coast. So when you're flying over the mainland and you see like just how dope the nature is out there and you're seeing just something different. Like
Right.
to me it's so cool because it's the stuff that I was bored of watching and reading in class when you're in grade school, and
Right.
now you're seeing it in real life and you're like, man,
A full circle
yeah, it's
moment.
surreal.
Right.
Real
Like, wait,
dope.
I wasn't going to use this, but wait, yes, I
Right.
am.
Right.
Well, that's dope. That's amazing. Like, I'm
Yeah.
always looking, I'm like when I say you be moving, even
Mhm.
when you're here in the city, you're
Yeah,
moving.
I got
And then
to.
you're out somewhere, you'll tweet like, "Oh, I'm here." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Dang, he was just here." Like, so I commend you for that.
Thank
Got to
you,
give you your flowers
I
while you're here
respect
and while
that,
you're
bro.
present on
I
the show.
appreciate that.
Now, I
appreciate
do want to ask you, like, what are some adversities that you've had to overcome along your journey thus far?
that. I think one of the biggest things that I've had to battle since day one is just like always being the biggest critic of myself. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And with that being said, I can be harsh on how I do certain things. Like when I'm DJing, I be like, man, I shouldn't have did that, or I should have did this. Like or it's just certain things that I think I hold myself up to a higher standard than where I should be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I think if I can just sometimes just be a little less let me see the grind is real, you know what I'm saying? But I think
Yes.
sometimes I just have to realize, okay, it's time to take a pause.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
give yourself
saying?
give yourself credit and grace.
That's something that I've learned, you know, just over time, and I'm still working on that day to day. But
Mm-hmm.
everything else, no, there's nothing else that really bothers me. Like I remember at one point I used to say, man, I'm gonna get up here on this stage and go crazy for this crowd, and let me tell you, I just had to make them folks respect what I was doing. Like it didn't just me, Black Boy, go up on stage and I'm going crazy. It didn't always happen like that. I've had
Mm-hmm.
some hiccups, but with those hiccups, I said I know I'm gonna get better. And it's just one thing I have to say. I also commend Cardi on because like there has been a big shift in his career, and he's
Yes.
going up to the moon. Like no pun intended, but I would say like just the fact that he chose to keep me as his DJ for this long period of time and then say, all right, I want to get so and so to be my DJ now,
Right.
or anything like that. Like I always tell him, I appreciate him for that. You know what I'm saying? And like it's not on no like no no super business type thing. Like
Right.
it's moments where
Right.
we can really kick it. So
And that's dope to
yeah,
have. You're evolving right along with him. You're going
yeah,
right along with him with his sound
yeah,
because he like you said, he's had a phenomenal race like
yeah,
and it is constant.
yeah. He
Like it
going
is constant.
crazy.
He's going crazy and the
Yeah,
fans are going crazier. Like it's amazing
yeah,
to
it's
see. And
dope.
that's dope to hear that too that you guys have that relationship outside of just
Right,
business.
right.
Like so I like that. That's dope. Now I do want to ask you because you have many hats. Your producer hat. What can we expect from you producer wise? Because you said you used to like to chop
Yeah,
up the music. And like
yeah.
what is your creative process like when you are producing?
Um, well, when I'm making like, I like to say that my sound really is sample heavy music. Like
Mm-hmm.
I like to sample and flip music. I don't really believe in the whole, let me just loop this and put some drums over it. I
Okay.
try to chop the beat up, do some switching of how it is, reverse
Mm-hmm.
stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's like when I get to that point with a sample, that song has to come to me. I can't just like you can't put me in a room with a bunch of records and say, "Hey, chop some stuff up." I'm
Mm-hmm.
probably not even gonna be interested because I don't know that music. But if you give me a stack of records that I know and that I've listened, like when I'm getting ready to sample a song, it's a song that I probably already heard, but I'll probably go through a month of just listening to that one record on repeat, just so I can know the ins and out of that song. And so when I get to that level where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to chop this sample up, I know the beat's gonna be dope. With other beats and stuff, like I like to collaborate as well with other artists. I've done some stuff. I put out a few records with my dog Cino. I put out
Mm-hmm.
some songs with Young Bo. I put out a song with T Hood, my boy Chris J, my
Shout out to
boy
T
Chief
Hood.
Green, so many others. And I have so many records that I haven't even put out. But I think like my biggest project is something I've been working on for the longest is my own personal project. I
Yeah.
want to put something out. So, you know, like I said, that just always goes back to me being super hard on myself though, because it's something that just don't want to throw out. I
Right.
want it to
Right.
make sense. You know what I'm saying? And I've thought about putting out singles and stuff, but that's when I go and work with other artists. But as far as my own project, I definitely want to do that in the future. Like that's
Do you
something
have
that
like a date on it yet or
I don't have a date on it yet
okay.
because like something that has stalled it is constantly touring, constantly DJing. Like DJing is always going to come first because
Mm-hmm.
that's my first love. Now, you know what I'm saying? Because I realized where it's taking me. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
I still want to like get deep into my engineer bag one day because that's what I really started off
Mm-hmm.
doing, recording my own music and also just you know putting out beats with other people, making songs with other artists and stuff like that. So the main focus is my own project, and also I have other songs that I'm working on with other artists and stuff. And whenever they're ready to drop, it's definitely gonna be put out. But
That's
it's
amazing.
been a long time since I put something out for real, like a full project. I put out singles here and there, but
Yeah, I seen you in your Spanish bag a little bit, I want to say.
yeah, I got
Yeah.
my boy Chapo work,
Yeah,
man. He
I
got a dope my boy
seen
Chapo, that's my dog, man. He's been on the grind for years
that.
and he's like one of the hardest working artists that I know. And I know we all say that, but like no, when I'm looking at this man's uh updates, he's just constantly
Right.
putting out music and he's been doing this for the longest, you know. So I always like told him we had to put something out. So we finally got a
Yes,
chance
that's
to
a
put some
dope
stuff out. Yeah, I
song.
appreciate
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Appreciate
absolutely.
that.
Now, I want to ask you, what does the word culture mean to you?
Culture to me means to me it means something bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's often where people to get into this business and start to think in a selfish mindset to the point where they're like, I'm bigger than everything.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that can cause catastrophic implosions. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't know how to handle that and they crash out.
Right.
But what the culture means to me, specifically, like let's say the DJ culture, I feel like as myself, I came up looking up to other DJs that
Right.
were bigger than me. Some fell off, some went to greater heights. And something that will always be bigger than any of that is the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Because without the culture, there's no reason to do it. To me, you know what I'm saying? What's
Right.
the DJ without the culture of DJing?
Mm-hmm.
So with the culture of hip hop, DJing being a strong pillar of it, you have to respect the culture. So to me, it's like I know that I'm gonna be one of those guys that have made it to that big level.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've accomplished almost everything that I've wanted to do with DJing. And it's a blessing, but I've never gotten to the point where I said, okay, I'm bigger than the culture. I'm bigger than any other DJ. And that means I'm not bigger than any other DJ. So I'm going to the smaller parties.
Right.
I can go from 50,000 in Austria to maybe 5 off Peter Street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're never too big for
I'm
any
never
room.
too big for any room.
And that's the way
so
to be.
I think that's what the culture means. Not being bigger than it and respecting what it is.
Yes. And DJs bring a lot to the culture.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
Mhm.
And respect to you because you control the crowd. I always say a good DJ
Yeah.
can control that crowd.
Yeah.
If you got the crowd control and you can shift the
everything.
room. And like I said, I
Yes.
done been on Peter Street and spin.
Mhm.
And you know, those days like that, the
Yeah.
old Atlanta too, because
Mhm.
it's shifting a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know, so I mean, like respect to you and
appreciate
everything that you've done
Thank
in
you.
my 10-year span that I've seen
Yeah.
here. So, like I said, it's been an honor to sit down
Thank
with
you.
you, and
Thank
I
you for having
appreciate
me.
you. So we're gonna wrap things up.
I bet.
Any upcoming events, any upcoming like releases, or anything you looking to collab, everything.
I told myself I'm gonna be bigger on my plugs this year. I usually say, just keep up with me, but nah, follow me on Instagram. That's really where I keep all of my updates, and Twitter, X now.
Yes.
X and Instagram is DJ Blakboy. That's really where I'm doing all of my updates. I had a website, but like that domain is expensive. Now it's like you really don't need a website anymore when you got social media. So I got rid of my website, and I had my website since the beginning, since when I first started DJing. That's how professional I was, and it all goes back to respecting the culture.
Yes.
I had to really can't just go and get some equipment and just start DJing. I'm finna be a business. Now I'm doing business level stuff. So, but yeah, follow me on social media, DJ Blakboy. Just stay on the lookout for new music coming out, more tours, more shows, where I'm DJing next, when I'm on the radio. So just keep up.
So many avenues. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Like you said, radio,
Mhm.
the festivals when they going live, tune into the
That's
sets,
gonna go crazy.
pull up on them in the city. It's a guaranteed vibe. I
Yeah.
can attest to that. Like I said,
Yeah,
I've been here
appreciate
for a
that,
while, and
appreciate
I've seen you control the crowd,
tell
seen
you,
you
man.
on every avenue, Edgewood, Arbor. So yes, I appreciate you once
that.
again.
Thank
As you know, you can follow us at _elements of culture on Instagram. We're actually on everything. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification. Once again, my name is Reef, and this is DJ Blakboy, and
Thank you,
we are
thank you.
out.